This is Matt Bell, and you're listening to the Indy Sports Car Podcast.
Welcome, ICP fans, to another episode, finally, of the Indy Sports Car Podcast. What's up, Missy?
Hello, hello.
K to the A, what's up, buddy?
Been a long time. Too long.
Been a long time. Dude.
Too long, but we're back.
And better than
We
ever.
are back.
Yeah, I mean,
Like
dude.
we never left.
Yeah, sorry for being off for the last couple weeks, but we moved, and I had to run cable and network wire all over the freaking place. It was a nightmare.
Did you miss us, everybody? Did you miss us?
They're like, it's
You know.
I mean, the break was good. I'm happy you're back, but I needed some time off. I think.
We needed a break. We needed,
And that's okay. When you work as hard as we do, we deserve it, don't we?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
It's hard work making broadcast journalism look easy.
Well, not when you're as talented as we are. The talented ones make it look easy. That's why.
That's right.
That's why it's always a struggle around here.
Always.
That's
right. That's right.
Fighting. So, Christian, any interesting updates in your life as far as racing goes? As the last,
We're
going on a month now. Really,
We are.
almost a month. So
the break was good for me too. I've just been chock full of stuff and exploring different opportunities. Had an opportunity for a truck series competition that I'm in, and that competition is still going. I finished P2 in my qualifier, which I hate. Everybody who knows me knows I hate P2. I'd much rather finish last. I would rather finish last than second, if that makes any sense. But so looking. So ISCP fans, I will be probably pegging you guys pretty soon. Because we're going to need some fan votes going into the championship round of this thing. So definitely look forward to reaching out to you guys on social media and getting you to like all that stuff. And let's see where that takes us. Other than that, drum roll, exciting new partnership with Seabelt just came through. So I'm official brand ambassador now for Seabelt. So some of you may know they provide Graham Rahal with his safety belt equipment and things of that nature. But I will be wearing their suits from now on, their shoes, the underwear, the gloves, the whole nine. Seabelt's the new group. So shout out to them and thank you for partnering with me.
I think you could have left the underwear out, but all right.
Well, racing underwear, no Megs.
Boxers or briefs?
Not that kind of underwear, Frank. Not that kind of underwear.
Oh, I don't care. Any underwear.
Not that kind of underwear, man. That's right. So, so that's pretty exciting. And Tuesday, got a pretty major meeting with a very big corporation, and hoping that goes really well. They seem to like me, so we'll see.
Right on. Well, nothing but good luck to you, man. And how's the book going?
Out here working. I'm working, man. Books going well. Actually working on my second book now. It's non-autobiographical, but
what does that mean?
Yeah. So just working that. What is that? It's not about my life story.
What's it about?
It's a book about the ego and the athlete, and how we all kind of, when we say ego, it's got that negative stigma to it. It's got that negative context, but in order to be an athlete, it's kind of necessary. So it's about how do you tap into that place, that dark place inside of you that propels you to win, but then still be able to turn it off when you leave the field or the court or the track or wherever it is that you do your competing. So,
Okay.
yeah, it's just a book about sports psychology, basically.
Right on. I like it. But I mean, are you basing it off of your own experiences or?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Just some of those stories in there are definitely about what I do to get into that headspace and then to quickly get out of it, because obviously it's detrimental anywhere else but the competition surface, you know.
It's a good point.
And yeah,
Definitely a good point. Looking forward
yeah.
to
If
it.
you've got your ego through the roof, you don't expect to have any friends or, you know, girlfriends, anything like that. So it's detrimental outside of the court. So you need to know how to turn it on, but then also be able to quickly turn it right back off when you're done.
Yeah, definitely. And as far as the non-autobiographical book, where can they find that at?
My autobiographical, you mean?
Well, when I say non, I'm like back and forth.
Oh, you're non. Okay, you're non. Yes. So the double negative. Yes, My Life and Story: The Outside Groove can be found on Amazon, Barnes and Noble, Kodo, Books a Million, and
Other fine retailers.
There you go. Very nice.
yeah.
3 weeks and we still got it.
And still got it. Still got the juice. Still got the juice. That's right.
Right on. So everybody definitely check it out. And Missy, where can they find everything else out? So, you know, getting all that
Of course,
away.
we at our website at www.theindysportscarpodcast.com.
Right on. All right, so it's been a couple weeks. Let's see, we moved in here up on the 1st, so it's been we've been here almost 20 days. Can't believe it. Anyway, so in that time, we missed a few F1 races, but you know, I mean, if you guys seen it, Suzuka I believe was the last one. Coda is this week. Not much. I mean, there's a good bit of news in the MRTI realm and the INDYCAR realm. But so we'll start off with just mentioning IMSA and the Petit Le Mans that had passed over the last couple weeks. And Missy, your Corvette, what about them?
We are champions! Yeah!
Right
Well,
on.
the number 3 is champion. However, it would not have been possible if the number 4 wouldn't have finished in front of, you know, that Ford, I believe it was.
Right on. And there is your IMSA update. Next one in December. So moving on to F1. Congratulations, Corvette. Yeah, moving on to F1. No kidding. I mean, is there anything anybody wants to touch on? I mean, I heard the ending. I mean, hey, it wasn't a monsoon there for a change for the first time in a decade. That's cool. And I heard it was a pretty tight race right to the end, and somebody ran out of fuel. I think it was Christian's team actually, because Christian came in the week before. He was asked to race with Yao Barbosa and a few. I forget who else is on that team off the top of my head, but it was his DPI.
Read about iRacing.
He raced with Christian Fittipaldi
That's
and Felipe Albuquerque.
Yep, those two as well. Yep, and they were going strong towards the end, but then they ran out of fuel, and then the other DPI of I think it was Action Express, wasn't it?
That's the best team name, by the way.
What's that?
That's the best team name, by the way.
What, Action Express?
Oh yeah. Sounds like an '80s WWF tag team.
Who would be Action? Who's
Coming
Express?
at you, Action Express.
Action
God.
Express. That's right.
Coming
Love
at you.
Oh God! Right on.
But yeah, fuel issues are always a heartbreaker. That's a tough one.
I didn't see that
Swallow.
race because I didn't get the channel. And of course, you know, the Fox Sports Go app, it doesn't help unless you get the damn channel. So, yeah.
Yeah, why offer an app and only let people use it as long as the cable provider that they have shows it already? Makes absolutely no
hence,
sense.
I wouldn't need your app if I got the channel.
Yeah, it's kind of like, hey, we don't have this, but hey, you can get it on the app. Oh, cool. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. So anyway, Yeah, that's IMSA. Yeah.
Oh no, I guess we'll do it. All right. Jordan Taylor won. Ryan Hunter Ray was in that Cadillac DPI also, and Renger van der Zande was his partner or partners. Jordan Taylor. So there you go. They won the race at Petit Le Mans. And then Lucas Degrassi, Oliver Jarvis, Tristan Nunez came in second, and in third was Spencer Piggott. There you go. Jonathan Bomarito and Marino Franchitti in a Mazda DPI.
Marino is fast.
That's not how you say his name, is it?
Nope.
Marino?
Yep.
Marino Franchitti.
Yeah.
Whatever. It was close enough.
He raced the ambiguously gay duos car around a little bit. Remember?
That was first place. And then he's a little weird looking with his bald head, I gotta say.
That's what they said about the car too.
Ba-dum-bum.
Crack.
And in TTLM, your winner for the Petit Le Mans was, oh god, Nick Tandy, Patrick Pilet, and Frederick Makarecki in the Porsche.
That's right.
And then
Congratulations, you got away with the name, and you think I didn't hear it. I'm just tired of saying it.
And in second was my boys, Marcel Fassler, Oliver Gavin, and Tommy Milner in the Corvette.
Way to pull up the rear there.
Whatever.
Way to look up to the middle podium there. Oh, I wish I was them.
The championship. And in third was John Edwards. He's okay. It looks like new partners. Jesse Crone and Chaz Mostert. Yeah, sounds good. In third place. There you go. And then in your GTD category, your winner at Petit Le Mans was Daniel Serra, Cooper McNeil, Gunnar Jeanette. And in second, you had Alvaro Perante, Catherine Legg, Trent Hinman. And then in third, you had Corey Lewis, Brian Sellers, and Madison Snow.
And what kind of cars were they?
What's that?
What kind of cars were they racing?
First place was a Ferrari. Second place was the Acura. And in third, it was the Lamborghini.
Right.
And well done, Corey. I saw Mario Andretti tweeted you and mentioned you, and you thought that was really cool. So
That's
well
awesome.
done to you and the rest of the camp. Yeah.
Marion J is a class act.
Yeah, he is.
True and true. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that was the final race for IMSA this year. And Action Express Racing
Coming at you! Ah!
was your championship winner.
Awesome.
Followed by Core Autosport and Wayne Taylor Racing. And then the GT Le Mans, you had, like I said, the Corvette Racing team. The number 3 was their winner. And then Chip Ganassi Racing came in second. And the other Corvettes, number 4, came in third in championship standings. And GTD, Paul Miller Racing was your champion, followed by I think that's wrong. Meyer Shank Racing? I think that's wrong.
No.
Is that it? Meyer Shank Racing? Okay.
Yeah.
Teamed up with someone else.
Well, Shank's INDYCAR right now, so he's still partners with someone in IMSA, but he's been allocating most of his funds to INDYCAR.
Yeah.
And Mercedes AMG team Riley Motorsports came in third in the championship for GTD. And there you have it, IMSA.
Because he used to be in prototype, now he's in GTD, so he's making the absolute bare minimum effort right at this point.
Yep, there you have it. And then next race for them, the Daytona 24. Rolex 24, whatever you would like to call it.
So, just a real question. So what will they do to the GTLM class over this off season to make it even more, like, to make it smaller and more relevant and less and more or less exciting? I wonder.
Yeah.
Is it possible? I mean, yeah, sure it is, I guess. But yeah,
They won't disappoint you, Frank. They won't disappoint you.
they haven't yet.
They'll find a way.
They haven't yet.
They'll find a way.
They haven't disappointed yet. I mean, every year I'm just scratching my head like, why don't you just get rid of it altogether? Honestly, we can all read in between the lines. Anyways, alrighty. I mean, literally, isn't it like the last class that even exists from the Le Mans series now? Yeah. So, all right. F1.
Formula One.
Oh, we didn't miss anything. Lewis Hamilton is winning the championship, and it looks like he's going to lock it up this weekend. And championship is going to be over with after this race, 3 races left to go.
So,
how are you guys feeling about that?
Well, Missy, don't you have everything like don't you have the whole rundown of what has to happen for Hamilton to lock everything up?
Yes, I did.
I remember you mentioning it earlier, but I kind of cut you off.
Oh yeah, I didn't think you wanted to hear it.
No, I did. I said this is kind of show content talk stuff here. That's good.
Oh yeah.
Let's
so
revisit this.
basically, Hamilton just has to finish in front of Vettel, but if Hamilton, he will be the champion at COTA if one of the following things occurs: he finishes first, and Vettel finishes third. Or if he finishes second, Vettel would have to finish fifth. Or if Hamilton finishes third, Vettel would have to finish seventh. Fourth, if he finishes fourth. Eighth for Vettel. Fifth, ninth, sixth, 11th. So, and to top it off, apparently Mr. Sebastian Vettel, received a 3 grid spot penalty for not responding appropriately to a red flag period in the opening practice session at COTA, which that red flag was brought out by Sebastian Vettel's future teammate, Charles Leclerc. So yeah, I don't think they're going to be starting off on a good foot. Imagine that. Lose your championship to your future teammate, screwed it up for you.
Oh no, there's plenty of other factors over the season that lost him his championship.
I think honestly, you could blame it on that if you wanted to, if you were looking at stretching it, but we all knew, a long time ago, Lewis was taking this. We knew that.
I mean, it looked good for a little bit, like there's
for a little while, yeah.
Competitiveness going on, and I don't know what happened. Something happened and just went downhill for Ferrari.
Vettel stopped winning.
Yeah.
That only left one other person. I mean, and a lot of luck. I mean, come on, Bottas is going to run over that piece of carbon fiber half a lap to go to give Lewis the win. Where was that? Azerbaijan, I think, or Bahrain, one of the two. Or was it Qatar? No. Somewhere around there. I don't. It was in the middle of the season.
Qatar? Did you mean Qatar?
Yeah, that's it. Qatar.
Okay.
Right? I mean, didn't he? It wasn't Bottas winning, and then he ran over some fiberglass, cut his tire down, and lost the race, and Hamilton won it because of it.
Yeah, one of those. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, like on top of Hamilton, pretty much, showing up, and he pretty much won already. I mean, it was like, wow, he's not going to win this time. Up, never mind.
And
I think he's topped both. Yeah, he's topped both practices too. So far.
Nice.
He's got this locked up unless something off happens.
Well,
something crazy would have to
they do a 3-second pit stop instead of a 2.6 or something.
I think it all come down
something
to.
great.
I think it all come down to that first left, that uphill type left on the start. Who knows? I think that'll decide it, and then after that, you pretty much know what's going to happen.
Is there any point to watching these last few races? After
Just this week's first half
I mean,
lap.
if he wins the championship, then no, there's no point in watching any of the races the rest of the year because you already know who won the championship. So what's the point of watching the rest of the races?
Just don't miss the first half lap. That's all I'm saying. And then,
well, yeah, of
as
course.
usual.
And then after
yeah,
that,
the first
don't
turn,
worry.
the first lap is the only
Yeah.
one to watch, and after that, it's
If Hamilton gets through it, okay, then that's it. All right. Well, that was F1 for the year. It's like it just started. It's like, trust me. No, it didn't. It just ended. I've watched these too many times for the last 5 years to be fooled again.
Yeah, you're not fooling me. You're at F1 now.
Yeah,
absolutely, man.
Lap 2, it's like, well, maybe they'll surprise me, and then at the end, like, nope, they didn't. Yep, shame on me.
Yeah.
At this point.
So yeah, we'll see what happens. I did see Robert Kubica is still in the bid for that Williams seat for next year. Do you guys mind seeing him back or?
No. I mean,
I like stories like this though, man. No.
He didn't make an impact when he was here the first time.
Yeah. But I know he had that
He's
really
not
bad
going
wreck,
to.
and he kind of didn't want to, but he fought his way back from the wreck. I like those kind of stories.
Yeah, but he's
so
not going to do
kinda
much
half
in the
hoping-
Williams, though.
What's up, bud?
He's not going to do much in the Williams either way.
No, definitely not, man. Definitely not. And, sad to see Sergei Sirotkin go.
So am I, because well,
Oh,
not
yeah.
really. I mean, not really anymore. I'm not really sad about it anymore because Missy finally got his name down. But if she was still struggling with it like she was in the beginning of the season, and wow, was it just a train wreck every time she said his name. But, we need somebody else up in here that she can stumble over because she's pretty much got everybody down by now.
Yeah, right,
It's definitely with the Russians, too, so we need another Russian driver up in here.
Russian in there.
Right, Missy? Oh, she's quiet.
She's not speaking to you.
I was joking. She knows I'm joking. I'm kidding around. What do you think, Miss?
about
What Christian just said.
Kubica. I don't even know.
No, you
So.
wouldn't like to see Kubica back. I'd like it. just for the comeback story effect. The kind of like the Rocky of F1, right?
But if he's going to be in a Williams, he won't be doing much winning. So.
No, he won't be. But just good to see him bounce back from the injury. I know he was really shaken up. I remember reading a few articles, a couple of interviews that he had done post accident, and dude was like freaked out, like afraid. He's literally afraid to get back into a race car. So to see him overcome the mental challenges of overcoming that and slowly working his way back, and now that seat's open. Who knows? Just for the story of it all, I would like to see it.
Yeah, fair enough.
So yeah.
No, what was the Missy? Are you sad to see Sergei Sirotkin go? That was.
I think that was her favorite name on the grid. If you ask me,
I mean, he
that
really
was
didn't make too much impact on me.
that was.
Yeah.
It was
her favorite name.
10th, 11th, 12th. I mean, I don't really. Who remembers?
Oh no!
those
He
guys?
was further down than that. No. He was way further down the down the list than that.
like 16th, 17th, 18th. Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't. Those guys don't make an impression on me.
Wow.
And again,
It just goes to show
first, second,
you,
or
like,
third really doesn't either in F1. So.
Right. Just goes to show you though what you got to make of your opportunity when you get it, right? Because he's potentially looking at I did it 1 year and that was it. I'm done. So.
Who's this, Kubica?
No. Sorokin.
Oh, Sorokin. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, good luck to him heading back to Russia and all.
Yeah.
I don't know what that meant. So,
I don't either.
yeah,
You know?
I was just thinking to myself, like, I don't know where that really means, but right on.
Back in the USSR. Yeah, man. But
How about Coca-Cola?
It's Pepsi's better, I think.
Yes, I do prefer a Pepsi, but I'm just saying Coca-Cola agrees to an F1 sponsorship deal with McLaren.
Interesting. Okay.
I think that's kind of big.
That is significant. Yeah. That's a huge company.
Yeah, it's one of the biggest. They do rule the world. That's for sure.
Fortune 500 all the way, definitely.
Yep.
Definitely. And what racing operation?
Cents over that bottle of water, that's $1.50.
That's right. And what racing operation couldn't use the extra capital floating around, right?
Or the only they will ever need.
Yeah, basically.
Pretty much.
Yeah, so, well, good, you know. Now, I know Missy and I had touched on this a little bit yesterday, and it kind of falls into that Formula One realm. And I know she's got an opinion on this. Don't do it? Okay, we don't have to, Missy. We don't have to.
I mean, speaking of McLaren...
I want you to know this is a safe space. It's a safe space, Missy. We don't have to talk about it.
Oh, what about the women's league? That I can't wait for it. I think it's going to be awesome.
Frank, no.
What?
Are you just saying that to get her riled up?
No,
you're trying to wind her up, aren't you?
No, I really mean it. You know, I mean, because they need their own series. It's cute. I think it's adorable.
Excuse me?
I think it's adorable.
Why, Missy? How do you feel?
Well, Frank, I'm glad you asked. Because I think the W series, as we were liking to call it, a pile of crap. That's what I think it is.
Oh, wow.
And don't get me wrong, I am not against any female who joins it. I get it. You know, you gotta, get your racing in, get some races under your belt. I get it because, you don't have to bring sponsorship to join into this league. I got it.
Was it free?
Apparently,
yes. You don't
to
have
the competitors.
You do not have to bring sponsorship, but you do have to be, of course, female. But you have to pass a.
Just gonna ask a question.
What do you call it? What?
Nothing. Go ahead. You have to do what?
Well, there is a panel of judges. So you have to get there.
What, sing?
No, I don't know. No, there's a panel of judges that you have to pass some rigorous tests.
You get it, Christian?
To get in.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Do
of course,
continue.
that panel of judges is made up of all men. So yeah, just starting it off
so
peachy.
Yeah, I mean, because who would know better, to dictate what women make it into the W series, but men.
Oh yeah.
And I guarantee you that's got Carmen written all over it because she's like, what do we know? We need the men in there because they know.
God. Oh, I just.
By the way, that's not the opinions of me. That's my fiction opinions of her that she would say. If
right.
Yeah, I picture her saying that. Not confirming that she said that, but I wouldn't doubt it. So there you go.
I don't think anybody would.
No,
I don't think anybody would.
I have no confirmation that she did, but hey,
yeah,
I mean.
So anyway, the series will not require drivers to bring sponsorship, although each driver will have to prove her ability in a selection process, which aims to ensure
By men?
the grid is as
right.
high quality as possible.
And how do they qualify? Behind closed doors only. Ooh.
Yeah, who knows, right?
So apparently,
That's
the
just stupid.
panel of judges are a former F1 driver, David Coulthard. I don't even know who that is. I'm sorry, I haven't been in F1 that long, so I don't know who he is. Apparently, he won 13 Grand Prix.
Yeah,
He is
he's
one of
kind
the
of
judges.
famous. Yeah, he's kind of
Is he?
famous. Yeah.
I'm sure he is.
Big British driver. Yes, very famous.
Yeah, don't care. Load of crap is what he is.
Wow. He's like the Mario Andretti of F1, okay?
And the
Well,
fellow judges
that's
is
a bad
a
example.
former McLaren team manager, Dave Ryan. Of course, another male.
Never heard of him. Yo, what are you, man-shaming?
Who is the W Series racing director.
Oh, is he?
Yes. And the other judge will be Red Bull's technical design legend, Adrian Newey.
Nice.
Yes.
You know, I like this panel. Good panel.
Yeah, except for they all have twig and berries.
Yeah, but they all are like extremely, like, I don't know, intelligent and have been in the racing world for decades and have seen them all come and go. So if they're going to sit there and judge the character of, you know, the individual, the type of individual that will excel in racing, then you can't pick a better panel, really. I gotta admit. I'm
And
sorry.
the lone female that I have found, they have a female as the W Series CEO. Her name is Catherine Bond Moore. Maury? M-U-I-R. I don't know how to say the last name. Doesn't matter. Irrelevant. And she would be a lawyer and corporate finance banker.
So it has nothing to do with racing at all.
Yep. Not a damn thing. Not a damn thing. So, a little confused. This women-only racing league. But here's my kick. Here's my problem. Here's my major problem right here. Now, you tell me that you are boasting a $1.5 million pot. However, the female that wins will earn $500,000.
Wow,
So now,
that's awesome.
I would like to know where's this other million going? You don't have any sponsors. So
The
you
men.
Can't tell me it's going. Yeah. Yeah. My direction is pointing that towards me. Why only $500,000? Where's the other million going? You don't have sponsors. So you can't tell me it's going
a
to sponsors.
third. She's getting a third of
But you're
her
telling me-
winnings.
No,
It goes to the team, and it goes to she didn't have to. She's going there on a recommendation of people who know what they're talking about and say, yeah, you know what, you can drive. You're in. Don't worry about the sponsorship. We got you, and you're getting a third of the winnings. You kidding me? You know what? The other third's going towards the sponsors and everybody else that paid for you to do what you're about to do. Gas isn't cheap.
Somebody's backing it. I'm curious.
The car you're in
as
isn't
to-
cheap. I guarantee you it's just going to be just,
Yes, I
you
can
know,
tell you who's
off
backing
the
it.
first two laps. I mean, if half the
Mr.
field
Big
even
Shot F1 driver
isn't crashed by
David
then.
Coulthard, whatever his stupid name is.
Okay. Yeah,
He's the one back.
that was a stereotypical bad woman driver right
Again.
there.
But again, my whole thing
Where's-
is you don't need an entire stinking league of women to support female racers. You want to support them in what they're racing in. Why do you got to cut them off and put them in a little racing series?
Well, how many?
Naming them the W Series.
And you had you had the specs on the car too, right? Because remember we were talking about this yesterday.
Yeah,
Because
the
Carmen
car-
Jordan's main complaint was the car was too physical.
Yeah, too fast and hard for women to drive. I can't believe she said that. I mean,
God.
just when she like Like, are you really behind this, or
every
is?
time I hear her.
And so this one is basically a F3 car, right?
Yeah, they'll be driving an F3 T381, a Tatis F3 T81. Which I gotta say, the
so
car
it's the
looks
equivalent of a
pretty
USF
awesome.
2000
I gotta say
car? Is that the equivalent of USF 2000, or does it go F4 then F3? So it's a Pro Mazda type? So it's like a PM18?
Yeah, because an F4 is slower than the USF 2000
Yeah.
car.
So it'd be... Yes.
Yeah,
No. Yeah.
Probably somewhere between a USF 2000 and a Pro Mazda somewhere.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, I mean, they're only going to be doing road courses, so I'm guessing more towards like a PM18-ish type with maybe less wing, maybe bigger tires, less wing. I don't know. Who knows? I mean, how many horsepower? That would pretty much tell you.
They do not give that in this article. They just say it's a race car. I guess to the latest FIA F3 spec.
It's not like an automatic, is it?
I'm sure it's paddle shifted suspension.
Okay.
Sure.
So,
It was a joke. That was a joke. Totally.
Yeah.
You know.
Keep taking shots, Frank. Keep taking shots.
Keep
it up.
Podcast.
Keep it up.
Does it have like the little?
Ooh.
Does it have the little blinkers on the side for when you get too close to each other? That radar? Does it have the radar on there for you guys? Is there anywhere on the car you can glue eyelashes onto the front?
Wow.
Frank, stop. You just need to stop right now.
Wow.
Come on,
Wow.
I'm joking.
Wow.
This is just to
Wow.
this was just to rile Missy up more. Really, I don't believe anything I've said this entire time about this league, really, except for the fact that I do agree with Newey and Coulthard that being judges because they do know what they're talking about. The other guy, I don't know who he is, and then I can't stand Carmen Jorda and what she says and what she stands for. I think she's an idiot, and basically does nothing to help women in racing, really. Even though somehow in her crazy world she thinks she is, but she's not.
She sets us back 100 years every time she opens her big mouth.
Exactly, and I feel bad. But in the same vein, I'm happy there is a league like this for. If it has to be women, fine, but at least, it's a league where you get 20 to, I don't know how many, grid spots there are. Let's just say 20 for like F1's sake and an average. That's 20 seats that they normally wouldn't have. So, more seats, in a car, on a track, in a competitive fashion, the better. So, in that respect, good on them. It's just the way.
I get it. I'm not, whatever woman joins this league, I'm not dissing them. I get it. You gotta get your, time in a car in somewhere, and if that's what it's got to be, that's what it's got to be. Go for it.
Yeah.
All about it. However, I just don't agree with what they're trying to do. I mean, they're saying they're trying to help, women, drivers, but this isn't the way to do it, to segregate them against, in their own little league.
Yeah, but then you then go to the WNBA and start screaming that as well, and then go to the women's. What's the difference? No, it's
that's
not.
pretty different, Frank.
I mean, I'm sure when
Frank, that's.
I'm just saying it's a women's league. Isn't that segregating?
It is, but I think that the reasons are pretty obvious as far as the WNBA. I did the celebrity cook-off here last week, and Tamika Catchings was there. She plays for the Indiana Fever. She's taller than me. She's like 6'2", but nowhere near NBA player size. She's not 6'8", 250, 275 or whatever. So it's pretty obvious there, and those are the differences that don't really play an effect in auto racing. So no, completely different that the WNBA and the NBA. Like that's
I didn't think
you're
of
not
it
going
that
to
way.
put this 6'2" woman.
No, you're right.
Who's 130 pounds against somebody DeAndre Jordan size, 6'10" and 270. You know what I mean? Like that's
Fair enough.
Yeah, that's
Fair enough.
completely different.
Yeah, I just don't watch basketball.
But in the car, we should all be the
that.
same, right?
In what?
In the car, we should all be the same. Zach Veach is the same size as like a Tatiana Calderon. You know what I mean? We should all be the same in the car. Is what I'm saying. You know?
Why'd you guys single in on Zach Veach?
He's just a small dude. That's all. Just saying.
You saying he's small, petite, and feminine looking, and that's why?
I did not know. That's you. That's you right now.
I didn't say that. I would never say that about Zach Veach. I can't believe you said that.
That is
Christian.
you.
Christian.
Getting back to the subject here. Everyone gets a trouble. But that's my flat out opinion. I do not. Again, I don't judge any woman that is going to go into the series. I get it. I just don't think they should be segregating into the series. You want to help women, support them in whatever one they choose to go into. Not everyone is, and this is all geared towards Formula One. This whole series is geared towards getting to Formula One. Well, what if a woman wants to go to INDYCAR? How about that?
Winning 500K is not going to get you to Formula One at all.
Well, what if she wants to go up to the ladder for the Mazda Road to Indy?
Well, then that 500 will get you
One.
Well, that 500 will get her right into USF 2000 comfortably.
The world doesn't roll Formula One.
Not for nothing.
Yeah,
come on over to the States after you win, Toots. We got a seat for you.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
The schedule though does look pretty cool. It's a pretty international schedule, so that's going to be exciting, at least for the exposure.
Yeah, the exposure is what it's all about, really.
Yeah.
I just think they picked the wrong woman to use to jump this off with the amount of just displeasure she just brings people. They have to be aware of it by now. They need to drop Carmen Jorda away from this project 100%. And I think this project would look a lot better in the public eye. I really do.
I don't think she's really involved in this project.
I thought she was. I thought this was what she's been going for the last year and a half.
Well, she's been advocating for it, but I don't think she's got her hands involved in it.
Advocating for it, involved in it, what's the difference? I mean, I used a better word. Or you used a better word. Yeah.
Well, advocation would just be in support of being involved, would be performing an actual duty.
But she was the first one you really heard about it from, is my point.
Yeah. No, she definitely advocated, for sure.
Yeah, well,
for sure.
My fault for not thinking she still was a part of it. My bad. Or you're what it sounds like is the men came in and said, "Okay, you did your job, now beat it."
Beat it, scram.
You've done enough.
You've done well, my pet. Yes, right. You've done well. So I don't know, man. I don't know, but
hey, I will support the league 100%.
Yes, this series will start in May 2019, and it'll feature 6 30-minute races throughout Europe in the opening season. And they say the series hopes to expand to races in Australia, Asia, and the Americas in the future.
Are they going to be airing it, they say?
You know what? I don't know if they are.
I hope so. Well, I'm sure there'll be a way, like an app maybe or something. Like at first anyway, before they really get off the ground.
W League.
And I'm on the fence too about watching it.
You gotta support your women drivers. Could they have gone about it a different way? Of course they could have. Did they fail the way they went about it? 100%. But the league still existing, I think, is a good thing, regardless of all that other crap.
I guess
that's my honest opinion. All that other crap I said, it was a joke. I didn't mean any of it, really.
What? Well, wait. Is that F1 test drive still up for grabs as the main prize?
You know what? It didn't mention that.
Because for me, just looking at it, I think that's where the real meat of it was in that. You earn that F1 test drive. You take that test drive and turn that into your shot. You kill that. You completely obliterate the track in that test drive, and they can't ignore you at that point. So for me, that would be the only reason I would want to do something like that. If this is supposed to be the way of getting more women involved in that ladder to F1, you got to keep that test drive a part of it. It's a good time now that Bernie's not in charge anymore, because there's been just all the speculation around why Susie Wolf never got her shot, and I like Susie; she can actually drive, and why she was never able to advance was because Bernie was against it. But now that he's gone, this is a great time for women to have that, and if they took away the opportunity for the winner to have that F1 test drive, then the hell with this program. Just my opinion.
I don't know, because the couple articles that I have read have not mentioned anything about it. They just mention that the prize pot will total $1.5 million, but the winner of the category will earn $500,000 to help fund her next step up the racing ladder to F1. But it does not mention about the test. Yeah.
I hope this isn't another. Well, I'm not going to mention.
Now, my thing is
it
going to have to be used towards the next step in racing ladder F1, or can they jump over to INDYCAR? You know what I mean, and race in the Mazda Road to Indy and go up that?
No, it's definitely going to be an F1. No, totally. They're going to keep it at F1. I can see that, because that was the whole marketing ploy to begin with, was for that. So I see that, but I just really hope that this doesn't turn into. And I know we don't like to use the N-word on the show, but I do hope that this doesn't turn into what the Drive for Diversity program was to NASCAR, and where you get people busting their humps and trying to make that break and not getting a fair shake, at the end of it. It's just a series just to say you're here. That's all. It's just something to say you're here. We don't ever intend to actually let you drive the big stuff. It's just to say you're here,
Well, with the FIA and it all saying, hey, it's for your track up to F1, it feels like they're just using them for, I don't know. But then again, where else are they going to go?
That's the thing. It's a complicated, It's complex.
It's either that or INDYCAR, I guess. I mean, and nothing's saying I'm sure there's no contract stating that she has to spend that $500,000 to try to get into F2 or something.
Oh, back into the system? No, probably not. No. She can take that money else.
Yeah, and then come on over here. We'll love to have you.
But I know, but it seems like it's all geared towards F1, and.
Well, it's the FIA. It has to be.
What if they need that, prize money and want to go to, the Mazda Road to Indy?
Then what's going to stop them?
I guess the Road to Indy. I guess I shouldn't say Mazda Road to Indy anymore.
I mean, it's all geared towards F1 because it's an F3 style car and they're racing on European and Asian tracks, and where F1 goes. So there's only. I mean, where else they're going to attribute it to, as far as open wheel goes over there. So, the FIA's top is the F1, or WEC, and why would they start them off in open wheel if they're grooming them for WEC?
Eventually right.
That doesn't make any sense. So, of course, it's got to be geared to F1. That's what they got to say anyway. But we all know what the deal is. If you ain't got, 60 times what you'll win in 1 year, then you're not going to make it to F1. So, and starting off with no sponsors really doesn't help, but.
Yeah, that's what I'm curious about. Where's the rest of the funding going to come from? I mean, I could see that, maybe 1 year you can fund it off of just your personal bank. But
hopefully, maybe the TV deal that they get out of it. The TV deal they get out of it, maybe. I mean, it's 50% of the possible population of the Earth to watch it. I mean,
Right. There's
a huge market for it. It really is. So there you go. I think that might be it, or at least we'll see. Maybe let's see how it turns out.
Yep.
It might not go anywhere. In 3 years, it'll be gone. Who knows?
And if it doesn't work out, then come on over to INDYCAR, ladies. Right?
Yep. Exactly.
Where you're appreciated.
Yep. Exactly. Respected, even looked at as equals out there. You're just you're just a body with arms and a helmet out there. That's right. Mm-hmm. Everybody else is equal. Everybody's equal there. So there you go.
All right.
So INDYCAR. Let's finish up with some INDYCAR because we've already gone. Let's see. Yep. So let's finish up with some INDYCAR. Some news that's going on the last couple of weeks. Some big news. I just want to start.
I wish I knew they were testing the other day.
Oh yeah.
I left my apartment, got in my car, and I just heard ring. I was like, oh no, don't tell me I'm missing something. And as I drove past the track on my way to Denny's in Speedway, there was the Ed Carpenter truck, the hauler, coming out of the main tunnel. I was like,
You mean Ed Jones's new team?
yeah, Ed Jones's new team. Yeah.
Nice segue.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So but here's the real breaking news since today started. McLaren cans 2019 INDYCAR move. Alonso Indy 500 bid possible. Well, S. was that Pac-Man?
Yeah. That's right.
Do.
Yeah, but they did say that they were keeping the option open for him to return for another 500.
Yeah, which would be great.
So is now that Nick's Alonso coming to INDYCAR in 2019 for full season?
With McLaren, it does.
I believe so.
And
Harding can keep their shop.
It's pretty much going to be. It's looking like it's going to be Pato and.
Well, it's Harding and Steinbrenner. Racing now.
Yeah.
Or Pato and Colton Herta.
Yep.
Right. I think that's what they said. That's where McLaren would have moved into, was their shop, right?
They were looking
for this. If McLaren was going to come over, they were going to move into. They were going to share the shop with Harding.
Right. All right.
Yeah.
And Felix Rosenqvist is now confirmed. Ganassi. So there you go.
That's crazy.
Awesome,
man.
Right? Is that awesome
you
or
know
what?
Great we were just having a conversation, my buddy and I, about how because he was kind of like, "What's the point to Formula E?" He didn't get the point to it, right? And he's like, "That's where drivers go to die," you know.
Like so Felipe Massa.
No, but that's what's cool to see, you know, a Formula E driver. Yeah.
Wait. Are you about to call Felix Rosenqvist a Formula E driver?
No, I'm just saying he does drive in Formula E, and my buddy was just explaining that Formula E drivers, that's where you go to die.
But I mean, like, that's not all he did. He raced in 7 different series. Yeah. Right on.
But, so good to see that.
But we should talk about another POG Formula E driver by the name of Felipe Massa and listen to his dumb comments again. He's opening his mouth again, and I know this might be a week old or so, but we haven't been on in a little bit. And have you read this, Christian?
No, I didn't.
Now we all remember Massa's really, timely, totally inappropriate. If he wanted to have opinion, he should have, held it for maybe 2 weeks about Wickens and about INDYCAR and its safety and how on earth would Massa know anything. And then remember Graham Rahal and Massa going back and forth, and I think Graham owned him, by the way. Graham was like Eminem, and Massa's like MGK over here. Yep. Just kill shot him, right? So, but Massa came back with a very weak and, I'm sure high-pitched girly sounding way as he talks. While he drives his little battery car around.
Massa is racing in Formula E in the upcoming season. His battery-powered car.
Yeah. And instead of a controller, I can sit in my electric car now.
Yeah, right.
What do they call those cars? They race them on a little track. You got the little cute little tire on the controller. RC cars, right? That's all Formula E is, but you have to sit in your RC car now. It's awesome. What's the difference? So anyway, this is very talented.
His comment was, we saw so many. He was trying to defend himself. So we saw so many drivers getting hurt, and I'm just saying what I see for the safety of the drivers. And then he said, I didn't expect so many drivers saying that what I said was not correct.
Yeah. This isn't an apology. This isn't an apology. Keep going.
Wow.
Yeah, keep going. He's actually saying, I don't know what they're talking about, because they don't know what they're talking about. And like halfway in it, he goes, not that, I'm there day to day and really know what goes on anyway. I'm just saying what I see.
Your point's invalid. Yeah.
I don't race in IndyCar. I don't know day by day what they're doing. This is clear. Then why are you commenting on it, dude?
Yeah, exactly.
He brings up Dixon's crash, and I'm like, yeah, you mean the horrific crash that Dixon was in that he walked away from? Yeah. Yeah, but IndyCar's not doing crap for safety, you're right. And then he said something along the lines of, the walls aren't big enough, you can see fans through the fence. Like, yeah, what do you want, a 30-foot wall? Like, what's he talking about? There's no fans down there in Pocono where the wall's low. It's just a fence. There's just trees. I mean, all the fans are on the front stretch. There's nobody walking out there. You can't walk up there, because if you even get close and you look at it, like the top of the wall, it's like a 40-foot just cliff. So.
Here's my favorite part about this whole thing. When asked why he felt the need to speak out against IndyCar, this is what he said. I didn't speak about it. I just said maybe they need to think about it a little bit more. What?
I didn't speak about it. I just figured I should speak about it. Yeah.
I didn't speak about it. I just spoke about it.
Yeah. This is the intelligence of a man that, this is what happened when,
Breathe it out.
And then he's like, I just said that I saw the race with walls very low with the fans just next to the wall.
No, you didn't. There is not an oval on this earth that you're that close to a fence that's that low. It doesn't exist. I don't know what he's talking about. There are races that are always in the streets of some city are more dangerous than anything else. Because if you go airborne, you're not only taking people out, you're taking buildings with you, or fountains, or depending on where it happens. But
what else here? Oh, I don't think it's really so expensive to change something on this point of view. So that's what I said.
That doesn't make any sense. What does that even? Yeah, to a rich man, money's nothing. Trust me, I work for one. He thinks everybody just walks around with 1,000 cash in their pocket, has $5,000 in 3 bank accounts, so just in case of anything happening. Yeah, that's how these people really think. They can't fathom the fact that, things, don't cost money, and so if they do, there's plenty of it.
I just think he just needs to stop talking. Stop talking, dude.
Yeah, he's making himself look like a tool. I mean, more of a tool, I should say.
But that was my favorite quote. I didn't speak about it. I just said maybe they need to think about it a little bit more. Like, what?
I would just like to say,
I just spoke about it,
and I don't do it more. But I'm going to give an applause to Graham Ray Hall, because I thought he owned him when he opened his mouth, shut him right up. So yeah, might not like Graham all that much half the time, but at least he stands up for the series whenever it needs to be standing up for, when, if, and how. Yeah, and that's journalism. Yeah.
So I mean,
I've done this before. God.
I mean, so
Oh
also
my
when he
God.
dropped in, because he said, if you see Formula One, maybe they even change sometimes a little bit too much for safety. But if you see what happens, and he did mention the Jules Bianchi incident, that accident will not happen anymore because they changed so many things after that accident. So when I think maybe after this accident, which he's referring to Wickens' accident, they need to think about changing something.
And by the way, what they changed after Jules Bianchi, I don't want to go down that road too far, but the virtual safety car, from what I understand, it isn't even implemented anymore. It lasted 2 years. So what is he talking about? They didn't change anything. They
still use the virtual safety car.
Do they? But very sparingly, I know that much, and they had to tweak it forever. You rarely ever hear about it. But, the year after, it was a nightmare because nobody knew where it was. They were penalizing everybody all over the place. Which is fine, but it was so hard to follow. So when you make a
comment about, when you think about this accident and they need to think about changing something, again, you have no idea what INDYCAR is doing. They broke down that accident. They have all the pieces there. They have a team that breaks down that accident to figure out what happened and what they're going to change, and they're already working on what they need to change. So shut up and mind your business.
Yeah. Go drive your RC car around Manhattan.
Shut your face.
Yeah.
Brooklyn, Frank, Brooklyn.
What's up?
It's Brooklyn.
What the BK?
Yeah, the Formula E New York race.
I live 2 hours away from it. I have never even attempted. I drive past it on my way to Lime Rock.
Wow. We're going next year.
No, we're not. I'm not going to F1.
No, we're not.
Let me know how it turned out. I mean, although this year they almost grabbed me with the whole, hey, we finally can stay in the same car from beginning to end of the race. So that was cool. But then I saw what the car looks like, and I went, and you lost me again. What is that? What is that? I mean, let's give it way too much front wing and just forget about the back one. Let's just not give it a back wing. Okay, fine.
Overrated.
We don't go that fast anyway. So
overrated, right?
Yep. Overrated and underpowered. So, all right, Missy. So
wait, we said Rosenquist confirmed for Ganassi. Ed Jones confirmed for the Ed Carpenter Racing / Scuderia Corso entry for 2019.
Ferrari stepped up. Yep.
But he's not competing the whole season. So he will compete in 13 of these 17 races in 2019, including the Indianapolis 500 and all road and street courses.
Except for... You said 13. There's 17. Isn't there?
He's competing in 13 of the 17 races, which is going to include the Indianapolis 500 and all the road and street courses.
Oh, so he's not...
That
equals
13 races.
So that equals Ed Carpenter's ovals.
Ovals, right.
Gotcha. All right. Whatever. Okay, at least he's in the series. That's all that counts for right now, until he gets a better seat, like a full-time seat. But Ed Jones had he was almost doomed from the start with that team. I mean, Scott Dixon's your teammate. I mean, no matter what you do, you're going to look like you were outdone, which he was. And I thought he did a good job. So I think Ed Carpenter, made a good move for getting him. So right on. All right, guys. I think that's enough for this week. I mean, we got plenty to talk about for next week, and we're just getting back in the feel of it because God, it just feels so different doing this in a different house now. So, and it's been like 3 weeks, so kind of rusty. But so next week, and I know it's at the end of the week. We normally have it on Thursday nights. It's Friday night, but as was. But like next week we'll be back more in a rhythm. Maybe we'll have somebody else on. I don't know. But until then,
you know who you should invite back?
Who?
Because you know who just won the Pacific F2000 Championship?
Jason?
Our main man, Jason Reichert. Yeah.
I was going to ask, did Jason finally wrap it up?
Yes, he did. Congrats to him. Good job, buddy.
Yeah, congrats, Jason.
Awesome.
Definitely.
Congrats, Jason.
Yeah, so I'll hit him up right afterwards, and hopefully he comes on next week. Sure he will. So, right on.
Yeah, man.
Congrats to Jason. I mean, and plus he's been killing it in all the other series he's in. So right on. And congratulations to DFR.
Yeah.
Yep. Rock on DFR.
Yep.
Congratulations, Dave. So right on. So Missy, I think on that note.
And on that note, you know that I know that Frank, Christian, and Missy, we're back,